Come on. Come here. You can get it. There you go. Come on.
Dudley Farm is a state park, a living history farm. This is history as it was in the 1800s when the Dudleys moved here.
Well, Dudley Farm is really a piece of true Florida history. It was started back in the mid-19th century and farmed right up until the mid-20th century. Miss Myrtle was the last Dudley to live here on the farm.
The property here at Dudley Farm is just exactly the way it was years ago. Miss Myrtle donated it to the state, and the state brought it up to speed so that it's a safe and wonderful place for people to visit.
We have 24 acres of the farmstead here with 18 original buildings. And we have another 300 acres as a buffer of woodlands and crop and grass fields.
This is the farmstead. This is where the family lived. The house, the kitchen building, which is where they ate. The outhouses down the way is the general store. The animal structures down here, the animal enclosure, the hay barn on further down. Of course, we have the chickens. We have 2 different chicken coops. There were several hundred acres that were farmed primarily in cotton and tobacco. Corn was raised for grinding and for animal feed.
Plus we have a vegetable garden that we have to have volunteers to help with. We have sugarcane and corn growing and watermelons.
Usually you can see the cracker cattle out in the field. Sometimes they're in hiding under the oak trees. There are chickens and turkeys and 3 mules.
My favourite part has got to be the cracker cattle. That is living history. That's not recreation, that's not a reconstruction. They came over from the Spanish and they're still here.
The schools bring students here to learn about where food really comes from. It comes from Publix, but it really doesn't, you know. There are a lot of children who really have had no exposure to where the food that we eat comes from, and so that's a big part of what we do here.
Well, we have children who come in here who have no idea where eggs come from or milk comes from. And I think just getting the idea of what our forebears risked to provide this for us. And I think this is one of the places where it's more real and more graphic than most.
My first question when I have children going through the house is, where did they cook their food? And they look around, oh my goodness, I don't know, because there's no kitchen. The kitchen is out behind the house. There's no bathroom. They can't believe that 14 people lived in the house. Oh my goodness, such a small house for so many people. They just don't understand from reading it. And most of these children have heard about it, but you have to see it, walk through it, and touch it to understand really what it was like. And it just does good to find out where you came from and just where you might be going.
And you talk about hardship. You know, there wasn't any air conditioning. There wasn't any way to get away from the bugs or the snakes or the heat. They worked hard, and they're a very, very important part of the heritage of this state. And so, as in any situation, the history of a location, history of an area, of the generations you can't afford to lose it. It has to be preserved because it's really a very large part of who you are.
I don't know where else in Florida you could come and find a place like this. If you come down here first thing in the morning and it's not quite as hot, you won't find a more peaceful place. All your troubles will just go. If you want to come and pump water from the well, if you want to feed chickens, it's just stress-free.
I just feel there is so much to see here, both historically and environmentally. Come give it a try. Most people that come end up saying, well, I wish I'd come sooner.
Thank you.